Good evening, welcome to another edition of Gossip in the Garden. I'm here with the one and only Martin Gaffney. He is in town for a very, very special event. There's an explosion of Irish music in the Irish Arts Centre in Long Island City, New York. Martin, great to have you. Will you tell us a wee bit what's going on here from all the way from Dublin? I believe you brought 40 or 50 crew with you.
That's right. We're over for just a fly-in visit, literally, for the week. We arrived yesterday, Saturday, and we're gone next Friday.
Right.
And between those two dates, we're packing in a lot. Starting here, we've just completed a wonderful concert this afternoon as guests of the cool Crave Ulmore.
Right.
Big Apple, Ulmore.
Right.
Cultus Culturiern. Who hosted us here at the New York Irish Centre of Queens and in Long Island City. So we had a 2-hour show. We have over 50 young musicians and more experienced ones as well.
Yeah, I got to meet a few, and they seem like a great crew. They're all with their instruments in hand, and I mean, just the culture is flying at the minute with Irish music.
We can't satisfy the demand for classes in Dublin currently in all instruments. We have every instrument represented here today, from piano, accordion, flute, fiddle, 2-row accordions, concertinas. We have a beautiful harp player with us. We have several pipers, uilleann pipers, we have piano there, and of course we had some wonderful exhibitions of dancing today, hard shoe and soft shoe dancing.
Right.
And a lot of dancing, and we had some shanno singing as well.
Beautiful.
From Roisin Chambers. The branch Cravenahy is based in the Firhouse Ballantyres or Farm, south side of Dublin. Huge branch, over 500 or 600 pupils every week, and there's over 1,000 members in the branch altogether.
Yeah.
They've had a lot of success down the years at Fleadh, at Cheoil, in both group and solo competitions. And last year the idea came up to come to New York, and it was an idea that took off, and it was great enthusiasm first of all in the branch, and then
why wouldn't it be with that?
Why wouldn't it? Right?
The music's fantastic.
And Maureen Donoghue here at the Irish at Crave Ulmore and at the New York Irish Centre, she was a terrific support to Derek Johnson, our chairperson, and the other members of the Cultus branch committee that were in Cravenahy. So only for those that type of dedication, you wouldn't have initiatives like this.
Right.
And for all the young ones coming out here, the youngest would be about 10, and it ranges right up to, some of them are approaching, they'd say they were approaching 70, but they won't tell you from which side.
Won't show you the license.
As Groucho Marx used to say, no, they won't. So, and everything in between. So there's a great mixture, but it's fantastic. We came out here in 2 coaches this morning up Fifth Avenue, and the screams of excitement from all these young Dublin children whose first time it is in New York.
That's an unbelievable experience.
It is an amazing experience, and it's a great experience for them to play to such an enthusiastic Irish-American audience as we had here in the centre today.
Yeah, nothing like an Irish-American audience.
You can't beat it.
It's unbelievable. I mean, there's so much culture involved here for the Irish music scene. They just love the culture. I mean, they are a huge part of the culture. I mean,
they are. And this evening we had a number of people here who would come to Ireland regularly as part of the Fleadh system, or as you know, they compete and they take part. And back in Ireland, we love to see people coming from all over America. Indeed,
the Fleadh
to take part.
The Fleadh, you're a part of the committee of the Fleadh, which is going to be in Cavan next year.
That's right, indeed, and I'm glad I have an opportunity to talk about the Fleadh.
Oh, absolutely.
Cravenahy is one great branch, and their coming here to New York this week has provided me with a wonderful opportunity as Public Relations Officer of next year's All Ireland Fleadh Cheoil to get the word out about the Fleadh.
Yeah.
We recently we'll move on to talk about the Fleadh now, and just to explain how that works. For the last 3 years, Tullamore, County Offaly, has been the venue for the Fleadh. They've done a wonderful job under the baton of Attracta Brady, a great flute and fiddle player and a teacher down there in Offaly. And Attracta and her team of over 25 officers and chair people excelled. So the bar is high. We have to come up to that level. We had Attracta and her team came up to the Cavan Crystal Hotel there about just under a month ago, and a little bit of baton passing. We all met our opposite numbers. I met the PRO, the chairperson met the chairperson, Martin Donoghue, the events and programmer, met the events programmer from Tullamore, and so on. And the Fleadh Executive Committee was elected following the announcement by Comhaltas Cultúr at its last Corla meeting that Cavan was indeed successful and had been chosen at the venue.
Some round of applause there, I would say.
There was a round of applause throughout all the drumlins, right down to Monaghan. And beyond. Maybe even up as far as Armagh.
Absolutely. It's funny, I was talking to my brother and I was telling him about, I was going to do an interview for what was happening today. And he was saying, well, I have the crew ready to go to Cavan anyway. So there's going to be a huge, I think it's going to be just huge in numbers. And
it is.
Part of this interview is, we want to spread the word out to the Irish American people, come to Cavan, and it's a week-long event, I believe, is it?
It's a week. It traditionally down the years the Fleadh Cheoil was a weekend, but now there's a lot bolted onto it. You've got in the week before it, you've got the Scoil and Seachtain and na Gaeilge. So there's several things happening there. The Scoil is one of the summer's best workshops in Ireland for learning Irish music. So all those instruments I mentioned earlier.
And anybody can participate.
Anybody can participate in the Scoil. There's details about Scoil on Comhaltas' website, www.comhaltas.
And we're going to put that up.
He'll put up a link for that, so comhaltas.com. And Comhaltas operates that no matter which venue has the Fleadh. That takes part anyway. In addition, the Fleadh Cheoil has a lot of other events, like overseas concerts, and that's where the American visitors really get a great showcase. They have an opportunity to come over and play to an Irish audience. And people like Helen Gannon down in St. Louis, the St. Louis Arts Centre, they have a wonderful branch down there. And the great youngsters coming, it's so impressive. We at home in Ireland were so impressed at the talent and the diverse range of culture coming out of America back to Ireland. So we look forward to seeing them, and they give Irish competitors a run for the money when it comes to the competition as well. So that's really good.
They're hard to beat, the Irish also.
Well, they try. But just to give you an idea of how much is involved in the Fleadh, you've got a chairperson. This year it's Jack Keys, the county manager, and it's great to have the county council putting their weight behind the Fleadh. A lot will happen around that. But music is at the heart of it, and there's a lot of musicians on the committee. People like James McGovern, who will be doing the Scoil, Gary Lynch from Rosslea and from Anna, a great fiddle player. He's been on lots of Comhaltas tours himself. You've got Philip Clark, who's a teacher, and he's looking after the youth. And the youth's a really important part of Fleadh Cheoil na HÉireann, from the very young right through. And Philip will be organising all the events, the gig rigs, where young people who come from all over will have a showcase or a forum and a platform to play on. We have John Malloy is looking after venue management. All of these people come from different backgrounds. They're either Comhaltas members in the county, or they're from the national level in Comhaltas, such as Bill Cunningham, who will be providing his support will be during Seachtain na Gaeilge. So too with Pádraig O'Duffy and Seamus McCormick, the current president of Comhaltas. All of these people will be lending their skill and experience at the Fleadh, as they did in previous venues. Last time round it was Tullamore, before that it was Letterkenny, and goes right back then to all the other venues.
Cavan's going to be shaking.
Cavan is going to be music. It's going to be hopping, and we've already got a great festival every March called the Nya, and it's worth checking that out. And I'll give you another link for that as well on your website, the Nya Festival. And Martin Donoghue has been spearheading the charge, the cultural charge from Cavan for these past few years, especially with the Nya Festival. That's spelled Lyah.